There is another case who is connected, but not really officially connected, but it's about same thing. That's a case that you are that in the Netherlands they're trying to start against Bill Gates and Borla and who else was there because they were lying about vaccines and some people get hurt.
Well, it's actually an opposite case to Reiner. It is what Reiner wanted to do. He wanted to bring the culprits to court. And Arno van Kessel, he was a lawyer in Holland. He has just cancelled his bar permission because he's in jail. He's also been held on pretrial detention, and he said, to run a lawyer practice, there's all these costs and you have to do all these things, which he can't do. And he can't pay at the moment because he's not earning any money. So therefore, he is unregistered from the bar of lawyers. But he is, in effect, a lawyer. And he started this case. He actually started it in 2021. But in a different way. He then published a blue book. It was called The Blue Book in Dutch. And it had a lot of documents and things that he's bringing forward now. But he said any Dutch citizen can buy it and you can hand it in to your local police, for the state prosecution to take it and do it. So, for example, I bought it. I bought the book and I handed it in here in my local constituency. Nothing, of course, happened with it, just like with all the others who bought the book and handed it in, nothing ever happened to it. And he realized then I have to go about this much more differently, much more solidly. So he then started investigating and bringing all sorts of key persons in the picture. And so this case is a very well-rounded case. And he's charging, yes, Bill Gates and Albert Bourla from Pfizer, but also Mark Rutte as then the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, and all sorts of people who every country has in their own corona culprit scene. The one responsible for the registration of the side effects of the vaccines. With us, that is a lady called Agnes Kant, and she, of course, her organization is not portraying the real amounts of all the side effects. There's a lot of hush up and cover up. Then, of course, there's the ministers of health who have advocated this vaccine and have kept the narrative going. So they're in there. There are people working for or government organizations that do research, and they never said a word. On the contrary, they propagated the narrative. So there are lots of Dutch people in there, Dutch politicians as well, but they all had a role in misleading the public and trampling law, so to say.
What are the charges? What are the charges in this case? Have you read it?
Well, misleading the public, trampling the Constitution on certain articles. I think
misleading about what?
About it being safe and effective, but also about there being a pandemic, about there being no other medicine available, about what not. There were so many lies about this whole thing, from that if you were injected, that you were safe. First, it was you only need 1 or 2 injections, and then you needed 1 every year, or everything was a lie. And they knew the facial mask didn't work. They knew the social distancing didn't do everything. And of course, a lot of people died died lonely. In nursing homes or So it's misleading of the public, abusing their power. All those sort of basic charges that any country can formulate for their own politicians during that time.